That's Tony Hancock in. Hancock's half hour.
It's happened again, Sid. One of the villains we've been trying to nail has got off scot-free on a technicality. There must be an informer in our ranks.
I could say with me hand on me heart that it's not me. So that means you're the informer.
How can I be the informer? I'm informing you that there was an informer. It can't be me.
You'll have to look elsewhere, Hancock. I'm not getting me stick 'em inside bonus, and that's all I care about. And it's the 5th time in a row. We need to do something about it. People will stop using us. We're losing our reputation and credibility.
No, I know. I've had restless nights trying to work out what could be happening. Do you think we're losing our touch? Are we missing key pieces of evidence? Are we being taken in? Or are we leaving pieces of evidence lying about that prying eyes might catch sight of?
I've been scratching me head as well. It hasn't helped, but I can't. We've prepared all the evidence properly, got a good solicitor, then the case just seems to disintegrate. There's only you and me come in here. No one else can stand the mess. I've even talked it over with the blokes down the pub, and they can't work it out either, and some of them are quite bright.
What do you mean you've told the blokes down the pub? That's all we need. Half of East Cheam will know about our cases. Anyway, why ask that lot? They haven't got a clue. That could be where it's all going wrong, Sid. Keep it zipped.
Don't worry, I only talk to the lads after 10 o'clock. And they don't really know what I'm on about anyway. They just nod their heads. They've all forgotten it by closing.
Well, if it carries on like this, Sid, I think we'll have to pack it in. I'll hang up my inspector's act this time for good. The Trilby's time has come and gone.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to agree with you there. I don't like to give up, but I think we're beat this time.
Perhaps we can set up 23 railway cuttings and build a block of flats on the site. Have you seen the new flats they built in next door's garden, Sid?
What do you mean, have I seen them? How can you miss the flaming things? I don't think much of them. They block out the light onto the vegetable patch, for example.
When did you start growing vegetables, Sid?
I'm just saying, if I did, those flats would block out some of the light onto our vegetable patch.
You know, Sid, I preferred it the way it was. There's too much development in Surrey. It's becoming a concrete jungle. The flats are so close, I'm beginning to get claustrophobia. There's no breathing space. You can see people changing in their bedrooms. I sometimes feel that if I reached out, I could touch them.
You'd better watch out, Hancock. You could get a reputation as a peeping Tom, you know.
I haven't got a choice, have I? I can't go around my own place with my eyes closed just because someone built a block of flats a few yards away. It's an invasion of our privacy. We were here first. It's the bloke who built the flats who turned me into a peeping Tom.
Hang on a minute, Hancock. You don't think the people in the flats are the ones who could be spying on us, do you?
It's precisely why I bought one of those large towels with a hole so you can stick your head in. I use it every time I want to get changed, just in case someone's watching. But we mustn't let it get to us, Sid. If we start to go raving mad, who will catch the villains?
I'm serious, Hancock. Some of the windows in the flats overlook the dining room. That's where we do the paperwork on Hancock's heroes, ain't it? And the bathroom.
You're not doing paperwork in the bathroom, surely, Sid?
Of course I do. It helps me concentrate. Don't you?
No, I flaming well don't, as it happens. You don't sit on the loo and do it, I hope. I know, let's put some curtains up, Sid.
Yeah, and then we'll see if that makes a difference, and the cases start to go our way again.
That's right, we have to continually show these crooks that Hancock's Heroes is still an effective force in the war against crime. We haven't gone soft, have we, Sid?
There you are. That's the last of the curtains put up, Hancock. It's like an home from home now.
Yes, very nice. Thick and red. They remind me of pub curtains.
That's because they are pub curtains. You must have seen them in East Cheam Arms. That's what I said. Number 23 Railway Cuttings is an home for a home like the East Cheam Arms.
You've put pub curtains up in our home? Charming. I put a roof over your head and you compare that to sleeping under the tables at the pub. I assume you stole our new curtains from the East Cheam Arms.
Nah, I paid good money for 'em.
How much?
The landlord said I could buy him a pint next time I was down.
£2.50's worth of curtains. That's even worse. They're dirt cheap and they're second hand. I thought I could smell beer and stale aftershave.
That's Mickey Thomas for you.
Stale aftershave, you mean?
The beer he keeps throwing up on the curtain.
Well, I suppose I'll have to do for now. No one will be able to look through that thick red velvet stuff. We'll be safe from prying eyes. None of the villain's dirty little secrets will get out now. Who's that, for crying out loud?
Good evening. I'm your new next door neighbour, Piers.
Piers? What have you been peering at?
No, silly. Piers is my name.
Oh, right. Pleased to meet you, Mr. Piers. That's an interesting name. You're no relation, are you? So you must have moved into one of the flats.
Piers, I moved in a month ago. Don't get me mixed up with anybody else. Piers is only my first name. I'm Piers Organ, as in the musical instrument. Related to who? Not Piers Corvian, I hope. I'm only interested in whether I can or whether I can't, not global warming.
So, you're one of the people who look down on us then, Mr. Organ?
I wouldn't dream of it. I believe we are all born equal. I've never met a man better than me.
So you don't get out much?
I see what you mean now, because we're high up in the flats, not as in looking down my nose.
Now we got the pleasantries over, Mr. Organ. What can we do for you? A cup of sugar, perhaps? Is this the old excuse to meet the neighbours, have a bit of a conflab?
Oh dear no, not sugar, I'm a diabetic. I would get sick and fall asleep on your carpet. I'll have a couple of jars of honey if you've got any there.
I'm afraid we're fresh out of honey. How about some tea?
Ooh, yes please. Milk and 4 sugars. Heaped ones.
But I thought you just said...
Now, let me get right to the point. I've not come round to chat or nothing like that. I've come to admire your curtains. I think they're very nice, very classy. A bit too good for an ear, though.
Yeah, thanks very much, Mr. Organ. It's taken me the whole day to put them up. I think it makes the place look a bit classy myself. Like a lady of the night's boudoir, don't you think?
I wouldn't know. What kind of man do you take me for? However, Boris should take some tips from you. It might save himself a few bob. Now he's trying to tart his place up. But where did you get them from? I wouldn't mind getting a set for my flat. I'm doing it up as well.
Surely, Piers, you can't be thinking of leaving the area already.
You're quite right. I'm very fond of the area. I'm going to settle down. I'm going to put down roots. I like being next door to people like you.
Well, thank you very much for the compliment. And we like being next door to people like you.
Oops, I didn't mean you. I meant number 19.
Ta very much.
Now, let's not get off on the wrong foot. The reason I came round was to borrow a set of your curtains, to see if they go with the rest of my decor.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Organ. I have got some spare ones. I ain't used them all, but they'll cost you a few quid as they were very expensive.
It's all right with you. I like the ones in your dining room. They're just right. I'll borrow those if you don't mind.
You know what, Hancock? That Mr. Organ ain't come back. I think he's nicked our curtains. He ain't going to return them now, crafty beggar. You can't trust no one, can you?
Too true, mate. But they're your curtains, Sid. I'm having nothing to do with them. And they're your moths, too. I've lost 3 cardigans. Wait a minute. He specifically said he wanted the curtains in the dining room. You don't think he wanted them out of the way because he knew he couldn't carry on spying if we left them up?
All right, Hancock. He did seem very keen on getting the curtains out of the dining room, didn't he? They're right in his line of sight, and he's been here 2 months. That's about the length of time all our cases have been going wrong, ain't it?
Go on then, Sid. Look out the window. See if you can see anybody, particularly our Mr. Organ. And if so, has he got a pair of binoculars, and is he looking through the window?
Nah, I can't see anybody in any of the flats looking out. Put some paperwork on the table, Hancock. That might whet his appetite.
Hang on a minute, Sid. I'll go outside and see if I can spot anything. 2 pairs of eyes are better than 1. I'll try and look surreptitious, relaxed, casual and full of savoir-faire. So you won't notice I'm trying to spot him. Lovely day, isn't it, Sid? It's good to get out in the garden. I bet those people in the new flats would give their eye teeth to have a garden. I bet they're all up there in their pathetic little boxes, drooling and being envious of our nice lawn.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Hancock. I bet they're all sitting in their flats with binoculars, just wishing they had a bit of terra firma to stand upon.
Good evening. Would you mind moving?
Good grief, is that Piers' organ? Why do you want us to move?
Because you're in the way.
It's Hancock's garden. He'll stand where he likes. He wants to stand by the window, admiring the view of his lawn.
But he's not planted there, is he? He's not a garden gnome. He can move, can't he?
What a flaming cheek! I am in the way, am I? You're not in the way by any chance, that ruddy great block of flats that can be seen from space. Oh no, it's me, little old me and my humble abode.
All right, keep your hair on. I was only watching a bit of telly through your window. It's not a crime, is it? How did EastEnders end? Your big end was in the way.
Get your own flaming telly.
I can't afford one. That's why I'm watching yours, of course. I spent me last penny on the flat.
I know, Hancock. I'll turn the telly off, shall I? We pay the licence fee, not old Piers there.
Ooh, you rotten old spoil sports. I'll have to watch number 90s now, but I can only see half the screen.
Don't worry, Hancock. I'll put up some more curtains. Organ's our spy, all right. Well, that solved the problem who was spying on us, Hancock. We've got him banged to rights, up at the window, looking right down on us. He even had the cheek to tell us to move on. We've stopped him now. He won't go doing that again, will he?
Funny how it didn't seem to make any difference to today's case, Sid. The defence seemed to know everything we had in our locker, and had an answer to the lot.
It just doesn't make sense, Hancock. Mr. Organ can't see through those curtains, which is why he wanted them taken down. Perhaps he's got another trick up his sleeve. Perhaps he's got X-ray vision.
I don't think that's been invented yet, Sid. You don't think he was really trying to watch the television after all, do you?
You didn't believe all that pony about the TV, did you? He was just trying to distract attention away so that he could have a good look at our case on the table.
You're right, Sid. There must be another explanation. So it's not me, and it's not you. Who is it?
Goodbye, Inspector Hancock. I've cleaned the bathroom and bedrooms as Sid asked me to. I haven't introduced myself yet. I'm Mrs. Spencer.
Enchanté, Mrs. Spencer. I apologise for not having spoken to you sooner, but mornings at number 23 are always such a rush, aren't they? And you're always beavering away like a woman possessed. Clean, clean, clean. It seemed rude to interrupt.
Yeah, I know. I like to keep busy. That's what they say. If a job is worth doing, it's worth doing well. And I hope you don't mind me tidying up all your paperwork as well.
Contraire, I admire your efficiency, Mrs. Spencer. It's nice to have a woman about the place, someone who cares, unlike Sid. However, it is good to see he's contributing something at last. When did he hire you? 6 weeks ago, is it?
Nah, it's 3 months, Inspector Hancock. Doesn't time fly? Nice to speak to you at last, but I must dash to catch me bus.
The next day.
Goodbye, Sergeant James. I cleaned the bathroom and bedrooms as Inspector Hancock asked me to.
Yeah, he's a bit old-fashioned. He's a stickler for cleanliness, Hancock. A bit of a nuisance, if you ask me. Bit old school, bit of a fuddy-duddy. Me, however, I'm a bit more relaxed. I thought I saw you down at East Cheam Arms on Saturday. What's your name?
I'm Petula Spencer, Sergeant James.
I'll tell you what, Petula. I'll buy you a drink next time I see you.
Ooh, that will be nice.
You know that cleaner you hired, Hancock? She's a bit of a looker, if you don't mind me saying. I'm not treading on your toes, am I?
The cleaner you hired, you mean?
No, I didn't. You hired her. She said so.
No, she didn't. She said you hired her.
Oh no.